today, well, as you can see, I'm in summer. A brand new season has started in Forza Horizon 4, and I thought I'd make a little auction house update to see how the seasons are now going to affect the auction house. So without further ado, I'll meet you in there. The brand new Gmc Cyclone. But as the car is only a few hours old, you cannot register it on the auction house, but my guess bet it will have a starting price of 300k right now and a buyout price of 400k, and then next Thursday when the next season rolls around, that car will easily be $8 to $12 million. Moving on, 80% completion, we've got the Renault Clio V6 2003 model. Now this thing has an entry price of 6.554 million credits and has the same buyout price for 6.554. My best guess is sell it right now while it's hot. If anybody buys it, you're in luck. If not, it's going to depreciate. It's going to depreciate heavy because it's available. It's going to go down to at least $1 mil. So you can either sell it now while it's hot or keep it for a few more weeks. Next up, the Rosin Q1. Now this thing is selling for peanuts, and it will sell for even more peanuts after tomorrow. But right now you can sell it for 1.303 mil and has a final buyout price of 1.422 mil. Moving on. If you watched my other video, boys, you should have sold your Jaguar I-Pace, because here is why. This thing is now currently selling for $10 million starting price and has a final buyout price of 10.240 million. 2 weeks ago you could have sold this car for 20 million credits, and now it has depreciated and will keep depreciating. 5 mil, 8 mil, 35 grand. But in a few more weeks it'll go back up. This is another great investment car, so if you see any of these on the cheap in a few days, buy a few. Moving on, Mercedes-Benz W154. Raise your hand if you've driven this before. Put them down. No, you haven't. This thing has a starting price of $1 mil and an ending price of 1.76 mil. A useless car that nobody cares about, but if you have one, you might as well keep it because of what's a million credits. But that's summer completed. That's the new cars in summer. Moving on. Autumn, boys, our first car 50% completion is the Zenvo TSR-S. As you can see, I've hoarded quite a few of these, and they have never gone up in price, which I'm quite annoyed about, because now they're going to depreciate, so this was a bad investment. But anyway, right now, has a starting price of 1.927 million and a final buyout price of 2.115 million. My advice to you is, sit on it, because hopefully the auction house changes up a little bit in a couple more weeks and they go up in price. So I'm going to sit on these and buy as many as I can. Still hasn't gone up in price previously, but it might go up in price after it's over. But anyway, moving on. 80% completion brings us to the hashtag 94 Vw Idr. Now this thing is going to depreciate in price hard. Right now it's selling for 8.192 million credits and has a starting price of exactly the same. This is only because the season's not available yet. So if cars from now on, if you have any of these cars that are not available right now, get them sold while they're hot. It's currently selling for 8 million credits. My advice, get it gone. It's going to depreciate. It's going to go down to 3 mil. You don't want that. You don't want an L. Get it sold. Moving on, boys. So we've got the Mazda RX-7 85 plate. That's coming in next Thursday as well. This thing I'm seeing has a starting price of 7 million credits and has a buyout price of 8 million. So, guess what? If you've got one of these in your garage sitting around, get it gone. Easy 8 million credits before it depreciates. There you go. Next up, Renault Ital Design. This is making a comeback next week, the fake Hurricane. But guess what? This fake Hurricane is selling for big cheddar right now. Just over 8 million credits. So do exactly what I'm doing right now and get it gone while the price is hot. Moving on, boys. In the autumn series is the Sr5 Toyota Corolla. Now this thing is selling for big cheddar as well. Just under shy of 8 million credits and has a starting price of just under, 7.205. So do exactly as I do, boys. Get it gone. I'm going to get it back next week, and the price is hot right now. Moving on, boys. For 80% completion, we've got the Ford Supervan 3. Raise your hand if you've used this before. Put them down. Anyway, this car is selling for peanuts. Has a starting price of 3 mil and a final exit price of 3.657 mil. If you've got one of these, get it gone. Get it gone while the price is somewhat decent, but entirely up to you. If you have one, sell it. Moving on. In the winter series, the most disgusting series in the game, we've got the GMC Typhoon, a brand new car, which is not available in the auction house, of course, but my best get, same with the other car that was being introduced, it'll be 300k to start off with, and a week later easily creep up to 6, 7, 8 million credits, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on, boys, biggest investment in the whole video comes from the Toyota MR2 1995 plates coming back in winter in 2 weeks time. Right now, this is a 20 million credit car. If you have one, get it sold. Investment, investment, investment. Has a starting price of around about 11 mil and a final buyout price of 20. If you have one, get it gone. You will get it back in 2 weeks, boys. In winter, we've got the ugly Ford GT70. Raise both hands if you've driven this before. And again, put them down, boys. This thing is currently selling for actually quite decent money. Selling for just over 5 mil. Okay, not bad, not bad. And has a starting price of 4.547, not bad. Get it sold. Boom, get it back in 2 weeks. Not like I ever drive it anyway. But moving on, boys. Big boy, E63 AMG. An absolute joy to drive, but we're not on about driving today, we're on about prices. This thing has a buyout price of 2.164 million credits and a final starting price of 1.973 million. My advice to you, as again, get it sold and get it back for free in 2 weeks. So we've got the Toyota Celica GT4 ST205, listen to me, 1994 plate. This thing is currently selling for just shy of 3 million credits and has a final starting price of the exact same. So boom, get that gone, get it back for free in 2 weeks. But that is winter concluded. Moving on to spring. It's for 50% completion in spring. We've got the HSV GTSR, the Australian update, currently selling for round about 9 million credits. As you can see, it has a starting price of 4 million and a buyout of 8. So guess what? If you've got one, get it sold, because that's a 50% car in spring. Moving on, where we're going to make some big cheese. For 80% completion in spring, the 599 Formula Drift Ferrari is on the way back. And this thing right now has a final buyout price of 10.061 million and a starting price of just over 9. So do exactly as I do right now, because you'll be getting them back in 3 weeks time. You just have to be patient, boys. Boom, that's one sold. And now we get rid of the other one. I'll see you in 3 weeks, boys. That's an easy $20 million bonus for me. Big cheddar. And hopefully, if you watch this video, you go sell yours. Easy money, baby. Next up, boys, a poor man's 6x6 G-Wagon, also known as the Hennessy Velociraptor 19 plate, not available in the game. The price is unknown. It will be a $20 million car because of how special it is with having 6 wheels, I'm guessing. But it's not available right now, and when it is, don't you worry, a video will be dropping on it. But anyway, boys, moving on. McLaren Speedtail. This thing is currently sitting around 8 million credits, 8.192, very nice. So do exactly as I do, get it gone. Have patience and it will return. Moving on. Boys, we've got the Ferrari 250 LM. Wow. Guess how much this is selling for? Yay. And that's it, and that's that, boys. I hope you enjoyed this auction house update. If you did, leave a like. You know what I'm saying? But apart from that, have a good rest of your day. Hope you earn big cheddar in the auction house. Peace, and I'll catch you in the next one. Boys, before we go, in the Forzathon shop, we've got the 2010 Lexus LFA. Car sitting around 3 million credits. Will be brought down to under 1 million credits now. So if you have one, you're going to have to sit on it or risk losing a loss. But apart from that, apart from this big L, have a good day. See you later.